Alright, this video is for all you lazy bones out there who's been asking me all sorts of strange questions about, like, chargers. Chargers this, chargers that. What about the Intelli chargers? What about the digital chargers? Well, this video is going to be more like how to take the initiative and do the shopping properly and the way that I would have done it, so that in the future when you have other questions about other things, this is probably a good way for you to go ahead and do it, right? So, first things first, instead of asking Pegasus what is the best 18650 charger, why don't we ask Google what is the best 18650 charger? And then you will find over here that one of the first answers is going to be the Nightcore Intelli charger. Now, professional insight here. Why do I feel as if, like, or do I agree with this, right? I absolutely agree with this. And why do I agree with it? Because I'm an educator first and a salesman second. So as an educator, it would be wrong for me to push anything more than you need. So the Nitcore Intelli charger, okay, is going to be the bare essential that you need to charge a battery. Well, there are even more bare essentials and even cheaper chargers. So why didn't I recommend those? Well, because it doesn't have the proper circuitry in order to function properly. For instance, you're going to see other brands out there like the Trustfire ones that are like $10 or cheaper. You can't get that one. You could get that one, but they don't work very well. For instance, if you try to charge like an 18350 battery in there, it'll probably take you probably 3/4 of a day, if not the whole day, in order to charge it. I've left it on for overnight and it didn't turn green until tomorrow morning. So what is going on with those things? Well, it lacks the circuitry inside to detect the battery and detect how much it could charge into, like how fast it can go, because every single battery has all sorts of different stats inside of it. Mainly the stats that you need to know, okay, is the milliamp hours and then the continuous discharge rate, as well as the size of the battery, right? Okay, so the thing that you didn't have to bother knowing is what is the charge rate, the maximum charge rate that of how fast it could take power back inside when recharging the battery. Okay, so never mind that, right? Nightcore chargers, the point is that, like, it is probably like the most inexpensive, cost-efficient chargers that has the circuitry in it, so that, like, it will charge things very quickly. So I have an Intelli 4 on my desk, and I have an i2 like at home, just in case that I hardly use because I hardly ever go home. But the point is that, like, these things is exactly what you need. So the question is, do I need the digital one, right? Okay, well, the digital one is nice and pretty, but the best way to look up stuff is, why don't we just go directly to Nitcore, right? So we're at the Nitcore website over here, and then we go over to the products, and then let's click on the charger over here. So the chargers that they offer, right, is going to be the i2, the i4, and then the D2 and the D4. I is just the regular Intelli one, and the D is going to be the digital ones that has, like, all the digital screens on it, right? So what should we do from this point on, right? Probably open up like the i2 and the D2 and compare exactly what the difference is. And I'm going to go through this one with you guys because there's a little more information about it that, like, I already know off the top of my head, so I'll share that with you right now. So I minimize that screen, and then, because I already have two pulled up over here, okay? So I have the i2 on the left, and then I have the D2 on the right. Okay, so the D2 obviously looks very nice. Ooh, like, it's got all these digital readouts and, like, all this information and stuff. But truthfully, do you really need all this information? Are you going to be babysitting your battery, like sitting right next to it, or monitoring it the whole time as if, like, you're staring at the internet? No, absolutely not. You're going to put on your batteries, and then you're going to go do something else, and then, when you come back, hopefully it's fully charged for you to use. So if we had to go ahead and, like, move these screens over here and then have these two, right, side by side like this, okay, and then you just, like, compare the features over here and then just cross them off as you go. Now, it seems as if, like, there's a lot more features over here, right, but actually there isn't. The only true difference between these two chargers is that, number one, this charger, the D2, okay, is going to be able to handle more different types of batteries. However, what are we doing? What are we really doing? We're probably going to get 18650 batteries, right? And we're probably going to put it in either our personal vaporizers, or we're going to put it in maybe some flashlights or something like that. And that's about it. That's right. So do you really need to support all those other batteries? And the answer is absolutely no. You do not need to support any of those other things. Okay, now. Everything that it has over here, it also has over here, including like intelligent like circuit protection and things like that, overcharge protection. Everything is here. So this thing is not going to start a fire, and this thing is not going to start a fire. So what is the main difference over here? It says specifically, right, that it's going to be able to handle the new Lifepo batteries. And as I said in another video before, right, what is Lifepo? Well, little chemistry fun facts. Li stands for the lithium. Fe stands for ferrum. Ferrum in Latin means iron. So Fe iron, and then Po for batteries, right? So Po stands the phosphate. So lithium iron phosphate batteries. Okay, so what are these things? Well, lithium iron phosphate batteries are good in a different sense. For instance, right, the reason why originally when we started with like different kinds of lithium batteries, all right, we started with like nickel batteries, and then cobalt batteries, and then we went to manganese batteries, right? Okay, nickel batteries were probably one of the earliest, setups. Okay, it's just the way batteries were made until cobalt and manganese moved up. Now cobalt batteries, okay, are able to handle a lot more they could just hold a lot more milliamp hours. Okay, while manganese batteries were able to increase the discharge rate. Right, so that's why. For instance, an Panasonic NCR battery, okay, is 3,400 milliamps, but its discharge rate is only 6.8 amps. While like those VTC batteries and the purple eFast and the AWs and all those things that you had before, right? Those things are all like 24 amps, 30 amps, 35 amps, right? Because those are all the IMR batteries, and the IMR again, the MR is manganese rechargeable. Okay, so. What about these iron batteries? What's so great about them, Peg? Well, iron batteries, they last very long. Okay, so they're kind of like the next Cobalt series, where but what happens is that the only reason why these batteries last very long is because they cut down on the drain. Like you're just unable to drain the battery very quickly, and that's why it has more life into it. But at the same time, right, these things, they don't charge to 4.2. They charge to another setting, right? And your average older chargers, okay, like the Intelli chargers and stuff that has less circuitry involved, they don't have, they're not able to detect the new iron batteries so that, it's going to charge it properly. Okay, it's going to, adjust itself to the right settings of charging the battery at its proper rates. But then again, at the same time, we don't use Lifepo batteries for vaping anyways. Okay, first of all, it doesn't have the discharge rate to do any sub-ohming or anything like that. And then number two, even if you put it in a regulated device, right? A lot of regulated devices cut you off at 3.3, 3.2, thinking that like, okay, that's it, you're done with the battery. While these things, like their nominal rating is around like I think it's like 3.4 or 3.3 or something like that. So you use it for like 2 seconds, and then there's more to go, but then your PV is going to think that the battery is dead. So why are we using these things? No, they're not good for us. So in summary, Lifepo batteries are not vape world batteries, so we don't need it. Okay, so that's basically the advantage of a digital charger over like a regular charger, other than like, ooh, pretty digital screen. So at the end of the day, it's up to you whether you want to spend the extra money on the digital screen. Do you need it? You like, you just like, Peg, I can't have ugly stuff sitting on my desk. I need that digital screen. Then by all means, then that's what you got to do. But if you are a person who's more like, Peg, just tell me, what do I need to buy? What do I need? I don't want more. I don't want less. Then definitely stick with like the I series. Okay, the I series is going to be something that I will eventually end up carrying in my web store. The D series, okay, is something I really don't know. So what would be helpful right now, right? Since I did this video for you guys, if you could go ahead and leave me a comment below telling me that, like, I would pay more for the digital one anyways, because look, it's so much better looking. Okay, then that'll be good to know, and I'll go ahead and I'll carry that for you guys. But as an educator, on that standpoint, I can't push something that I wholeheartedly know that you guys don't really need. If you really want it, I'll get it for you guys. But if you don't really need it, I'm just gonna offer the i2 and the i4. All right. So until next time, take care, guys.